Hello, everybody. Very good afternoon to you. It's a brand new day yet again. We are here just the third day of the month of June 2025, and we are hitting the halfway mark in the year, and hopefully our portfolios are doing very well. Thank you very much for keeping faith with what we do and believing and trusting in the process. I want you to know that patience is one key and vital virtue that we must have. And as we get along on this journey, we must continue to imbibe, inculcate patience because we will need it along the way. Remember, we are not in a sprint, we are in a marathon. Investing and building wealth is a long-term process that must be followed and requires some level of discipline. Hopefully, we can achieve that together as we carry on with our daily live stream, talking about investing in the stock market, the capital markets, and basically growing our assets so that we can live a better life tomorrow. I do not expect you to continue to live the kind of life you were living before you met me. That's why yesterday I was talking about how if you were in the 100,000 realms, you are surely going to make it to the million naira realms. And if you met me while you were in the tens of million realms, get set. As long as you are ready and continue to be a part of this journey, you will leave the tens of millions and get into the hundreds of millions realm. And if you have been hovering around the hundreds of million realms and you have not hit the billion realm, in the course of applying yourself and walking this journey with me, I assure you that you will hit your billion realm. At this point, nothing is stopping you except you, yourself. And if you can buckle up, knuckle down, fold up your sleeves, and let's do it together. I can assure you I'm available for you no matter where I find myself. I can decide to relocate from here anytime. Now you know it is affordable to do that. As long as you follow your strategy, plan properly, and execute ruthlessly, be sure that you will hit your financial goals. And if you are listening to me, you do not have a financial goal yet, I'll admonish you quickly to set up a SWIFT goal for yourself. SWIFT is an acronym in goal setting so that you are sure of what you are doing. Your goal is measurable. Your goal is attainable, realistic, and time-bound. That's talking about SMART, S-M-A-R-T, okay? Make sure you set SMART goals so that they are realistic and you can achieve them under the time frame given. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. This is how I have decided to open today's session, and hopefully you will bring in your questions thick and fast. I'll go straight now to the charts to see what's happening. Who is gaining? Top 10 gainers for the day. Let's see where the money is going at the moment. All right. We consult stock bubbles for this update. Remember I told you signals I'm receiving from the sectoral charts is showing attention is shifting towards the insurance companies, and so expect a little bit of activity there in terms of price movement now that we are quietly leaving the earnings season. So top on the gainers list, number one today is ETI, EcoBank Transnational, maximum 10% gained, 32 naira per share as we speak. Next is Lasaco Insurance, maximum 10% gained, 3 naira 8 kobo per share. IMG, currently number 3 on the top gainers list, 37 naira per share, 9.96% gained. Guinea Insurance, Number 4 on the top gainers list, currently 74 kobo per share, 8.82% gained. Ella Lakes, number 5 on the list of top gainers, 3 naira 35 kobo, 8.77% gained. May and Baker, number 6, 12 naira 80 kobo per share, 8.47% gained at the moment. Number 7, Feedsin, 30 naira per share, currently gaining 7 naira 14 kobo. Sterling Bank is number 8, 5.9 naira, that is 5 naira 90 kobo, 5.36% gained. We also have Cornhall, number 9, 4 naira, okay, it's currently 4 naira 18, 3 naira per share, 4.9% gained. And then the number 10 on the list is Guinness, 90 naira per share, 4.65%. So if you take a cursory look at the list of top gainers, top 10 gainers, you will find most of them are penny stocks. So the market is beginning to consolidate and just slow down a bit. But that is not to say there are no opportunities in the market. And number 9 is Guinness. It hasn't gained too much for the day, but it's already 90 naira per share. I'm happy for those who started buying Guinness around 70 something naira when I mentioned. You are already close to 20 naira per share profit in terms of capital gains. So that's the situation with the top 10 gainers for the day. A lot of things are happening, especially if you can identify very good stocks. So since the charts is indicating potential activities in terms of price appreciation in this insurance sector, it will be nice to really pay attention and take a good look at which of them are the best. I am still suspecting that there could be a plan to recapitalize the insurance companies because they've remained undercapitalized for too long. And they are dealing with insuring lives and property. And that is to say their capital base needs to be increased. But basically, based on previous recapitalization exercises the insurance sector has experienced, I can tell you also that they have very bloated shares outstanding or outstanding shares. If you notice and pay close attention to the shares outstanding of insurance companies, it will amaze you how many billion shares each of them have in circulation. So you want to check all of these before you make up your mind to take a decision. Please add me to the WhatsApp group, Ojochei Moses. Send me a DM. I will forward the link to you. But we are not on WhatsApp. We are on Discord app, right? Okay. Keep your comments and questions coming in. The session has started already. Good day, coach, and everyone here. EK Christian, very good afternoon to you. I'm trying to check through to see what comments are standing by for my attention. You know how we do it. Like, share this live session, give gifts online, and then as the screen is busy, we get to attract more people who need the information we are sharing. So you are part of the vision to deepen the financial and investment proficiency of fellow Nigerians. All right? Okay, let's get going. Ray TV says, please, sir, working on a house project. What stocks would you advise to buy to fuel the project? That means the project needs a timeline. Thank you very much for that gift there. And every other gifter, while I was talking, your gifts were raining in already. Thank you so much. Don't forget to keep power tapping your screens. That's keep tapping your screens severally so that you eventually get more people to join. Hi, Uncle Willie. It's good to have you. Good afternoon to you, sir. So, Ray TV is on a project. He's asking for what stock to buy to fuel the project. That will require a back and forth discussion because I would like to extract one or two information before I can advise accordingly. So you may want to put a call through Ray TV so we can talk about this. Just put a call through, I'll bring you up and then we'll discuss further. Afro Beats is in the house. Please, which stock can I buy now? Within 3 to 5 naira. Looks like you are a penny stock king. Well, within 3 to 5 naira, I saw UPDC drop below 3. If you find below 3, that's a good buy. And then 3 to 5 naira, maybe you want to take position somewhere around 3 to 5 naira. You may want to wait for tip to touch 5 naira. There is a chance that it could happen sometime this month. Yes? All right. Is it too late to get into the stocks mentioned, musings and insights? Can you confirm what stocks, please? I need to be sure so I can give you accurate feedback. All right? What stocks do you refer to? The temptation to buy Veritas Cap under 1 naira was too tempting. Had to bite the apple. The matured investor, Veritas under 1 naira is not a bad one at all. That's the best place to buy that stock and just leave it and wait for when it jumps to 130 or 150. Is Atlas here? It's more than 74 hours. Why is my account not yet ready? Jude Moore has that complaint. All right? Their hands are full right now. Like they said yesterday, frustrations also coming from registration processes in CSCS, especially when the systems at CSCS is hanging. But let's see how it goes. I celebrate you, K Banks. You are the best. Good day, coach. What's the best entry price for NIDF? Muftau Dauda. NIDF actually sold at 113 today, so I'd like you to go in at 113. Hopefully you are able to buy a chunk before the trading hours comes to a close. My account is not ready yet as well. Lily Kuchi, please confirm when you submitted your form. Novigat Ward says, Coach, good afternoon, sir. Sir, I have not yet received my GT code dividend from my broker. Now, I'd like to let us understand that dividends are not paid by brokers. Your dividend is actually paid by the registrars. And GT co-registrars is Datamax registrars. So you want to Google search Datamax, then email them directly requesting for the payment of your final dividend for the 2024 financial year. Also, you want to also inform your broker so they can also add a voice from their end. So it's not in the hands of brokers. That money is managed by registrars, and it's the registrars that actually post dividends when they are declared. STI says, sir, please recommend stocks for retirement purposes apart from the First Bank and Aradel. Wow. If you are planning retirement, you must have NIDF in your portfolio. Assemble a whole lot of that stock. Currently at 100, you can buy at 113 naira or 115 naira. Don't buy more than that as long as we are not in July, because the next dividend will be paid in July, which is next month. And the beautiful thing about it is that if you buy NIDF now as a retiree, you begin your quarterly dividend income flow already. And so if, let's say, you have 2 years, 3 years, 5 years to retirement, you already started receiving quarterly. Now, you can build on that so that if you are able to assemble, say, 100,000 shares of, 100,000 shares of NIDF, that will guarantee you a quarterly dividend of around 500,000 naira every 3 months. Fully guaranteed. So that's a way to really retire well and not struggle with money. But you know what? 100,000 NIDF will cost you about 11 point something million. So don't be scared. No matter what, you start building, because one thing with these stocks is if you delay for too long, you will find that what used to be 113 naira today is now 150 naira. Just as it happened with SFS rate, it was just quietly there at 50 naira. Looked like nobody was paying attention to it, but they consistently paid their dividends, being a real estate investment trust. And what do we have today? You must cough up over 200 naira per share to buy SFS REIT. And you know what? SFS REIT is that good, they pay very good dividend. And that is because they have a very small shares outstanding. So the dividend continues to grow, and then the market is attracted, and then the stock price jumps. So from 50 naira that everybody neglected and felt, well, this is too expensive, we have SFS REIT now over 200 naira per share. That could be any other stock that you own. And that's why we want to be able to invest in only companies that have good prospects, because we are not investing for the now, we are investing for the tomorrow. So whatever we are getting now is nothing compared to what is coming tomorrow, right? This is how we lock down the future in abundance. The Hell says, how many company shares do you advise one to have in their portfolio? Is 15 too much? If you ask me, depending on how much volume of cash is at your disposal, 15 may not be too much. But you see this thing with investing? If there are 15 solid companies there, I will have you have the 15. As long as your cash spread is reasonable enough for any capital gain or dividend from each of them to make sense in monetary terms. I hope you understand this. But if your cash is not enough, you don't need to spread it all over the 15. You can have just 3, 5, or 7, depending on the volume of cash at your disposal. So that's the correct response to this. There is no correct number of shares that one should have in their portfolio, except a good consideration of how much money is involved, right? And of course, the investment strategy as well. Long-term growth stocks, or you are focusing on much more value stocks that are cheaper. Whatever it is, that's the response I can give sincerely. Coach, those foreign stocks you talked about, how long after do they take to start paying dividends? Which of the foreign stocks? If you want dividend-paying foreign stocks, I did a video here highlighting some stocks, was it about 7 or 10, that pays dividend monthly. You want to take a look at that video and enjoy the ride, okay? But whatever you are doing, if you are dividend conscious, please look out for the dividend yield before you invest, because between the time I spoke about a stock and now, there could have been price changes which might have affected the dividend yield, either positively or negatively. But if it affects it negatively, meaning the dividend yield is now too small compared to when I made the video, because I mentioned the dividend yields as well, then you may want to look away from such. But because the market has not flown so much due to the tariff war issues that have more or less made the market go down and then come back up, but not too far away, some of those dividend yields might still be obtainable as we speak. Somebody may want to ask, what is dividend yield? You know, we are in a knowledge session here, so I will explain. Dividend yield is the percentage of income you derive from the capital you invest in a stock, strictly based on the dividend that the stock is known to be paying, right? So if you see a 9% or 10% dividend yield for a stock, it means if you spend whatever capital buying that stock, the percentage you get from the capital you have invested compared to the capital you have invested in a year for dividend alone, not the capital gains now, that is what will come to you based on the price you entered. That is to say, because dividend yield is based on the stock price per time, it fluctuates depending on when you buy. So a stock that is selling for $10 per share with a dividend yield of, say, 12%, if you find that stock less than the 10% that gave the 12% calculation, that means the dividend yield would have increased, because the lower the stock price, the higher the dividend yield from when it was calculated, not generally. So how then do we calculate dividend yield? Very simple. Dividend is declared per share. Therefore, the dividend yield is the stock price divided by the dividend per share times 100. That gives you the percentage. So if a stock sells for $10 per share or 10 naira per share, and the dividend per share declared was 2 naira per share, then the dividend yield is either 2 over 10 times 100, right? 2 over 10, that is the dividend per share divided by the current stock price multiplied by 100. So 2 over 10 is is it 20%? 20%, right? So that's the way it works, basically. I hope that's clear now. I mean, the 9 stocks you spoke about, musings and insights, 9 stocks. Okay, were you talking about the top gainers? If that's what you were referring to, there were 10 top 10 gainers for the day. I do not think they should be bought at the prices that they are. You know, we discourage chasing stocks because of the challenges you may face along the line. When you chase a stock too much, you may get involved in catching a falling knife. After Coach, I've set up my Atlas account and ready, relying on your mentorship. Afternoon, Coach. Okay, Splash. Splash is all right. That's good. The next step is to fund your account. Sir, please, I sent a DM. Zinkaira, where did you send the DM? Please let me know, because I haven't checked on TikTok DMs in a while. But for Instagram DMs, I can assure you I've always been prompt. Q-Ticks and Charms, Simi Lagos, what do you want us to talk about them? Maybe I should just take a look and see what's happening with them. All right, I'll do so. Q-Ticks and the Charms. I've been signed, I've been logged out. I'll have to log in again so we can continue to progress on this matter. Current position with Charms is 2 naira 20 kobo, down from the 2 naira 25 kobo it was yesterday. Bid and offer status at the moment, 7.5 million bids versus 14 million offers. And then Q-Ticks, down from the 3 naira 19 kobo it closed yesterday, currently at 3 naira 16 kobo. Bid and offer status, 2.8 million bids versus 14 million offers. That's the situation with Q-Ticks and Charms. SIBA Wellness Center says UPDC. Let's go and see. Like I said, if you see it under 2 naira, 3 naira, that's a good buy. UPDC has bounced back to 3 naira, having sold at 2 naira 96 kobo yesterday. Currently at 3 naira. 7.8 million bids versus 4.3 million offers. When we mention stocks early enough and you see it drop to the price range mentioned, that is not when to be scared. You know, some people are afraid. Let it come below 3 naira. If I find it below 3 naira 95 kobo, 2 naira 95 kobo, I will buy. Even if it drops to 2 naira 99 kobo, I'll buy. As long as I find it below 3 naira, I'll buy. And then the stock price just dumps and drops to 2 naira 80 kobo. Somebody's scared. Well, it has come back to 3 naira. So you could place a bid, it could work for you. Hello, coach. Can I buy Vitafoam now? Mr. D. Abba. Vitafoam, I thank God for those who have been buying at 55 and 54. It may just leave that range. I'm just checking now and I'm seeing 58. 10,000 shares just bought at 58. Currently 2.1 million bids versus 600,000 offers. It's still likely to be sold at 56, even though it closed at 55 yesterday and currently trading at 58 now. You can go ahead and buy at 56. So put in a bid at 56 and let's see how it goes. But that stock is beginning to gain more attention again. You know, I've said it before, I know how Vitafoam moves. When it goes high, then it drops. It stops and then drops a bit and stays there. Almost like drinking some water to get more energy to move on, or refueling, if you want to think of it like a vehicle, refueling to continue a long journey. That's what Vitafoam has been doing since it popped from 25 to 40 something. When we mentioned it at 25, some people even bought at 23, but then it got to 48 and then paused a while, then blew past 50 to 58. It has already touched 60, but just very briefly intraday. It didn't close at 60, but it has touched 60, and that's the one I call it kissed 60 and went back down. And now it's gathering momentum to eventually fly above 60. This time, if it shoots above 60, I don't see it coming back below 60, especially if there is no negative market downturn. Just Abi Solami says, I bought Vitafoam at 54 this morning. Lucky you. That was a fantastic entry. Is this also part of the birthday present you were going to have for yourself? Because I remember you asking what stocks to buy. If my memories do not fail me, then I'm sure I also mentioned Vitafoam, if I'm not mistaken. Coach, please help confirm if Atlas has cleared my application. I'm ready to fund. That's coming from Real Nkwa. Real Nkwa. I will find out from them. Just stand by. And after maybe like 30 minutes, please do well to send in that request again. By then, they could have been seated in the house. Then I would engage them because they will eventually ask for your name. So don't go away, stick around. The hell says, what do you think about Transcorp Power, sir? Transcorp Power is suffering from neglect of the market because the dividend they continue to declare in spite of the revenues they are making and the current share price is really not commensurate and rewarding enough. So I would like you to stay clear until you start seeing bids. Every day when the market opens, no bid is seen hanging around because everybody wants to sell, nobody is buying. Let's see what's the situation with Transpower at the moment. Transpower, there you go, 295 naira 70 kobo, down from the 328.50 it closed. It always does this, but you know, in the end, it goes back to the 328. So currently, there are 10 million bids. You know what it means for there to be 10 million bids for a stock as expensive at the price of 295 as it is, and 0 offers. Look at the blue column is empty. Though 32,000 stocks have been traded today. So I would rather you put your money where you know that there are prospects for growth. And you don't need too many stocks if you can't find too many good bargains. The whole idea is to grow the money you have. So if you have found just a few that are doing well and you come across more money and you think it is still okay to buy more, please keep loading on your good stocks so that you don't scatter money all over the place and find some not performing. Please, how can I set up my local stock brokerage account? Sir Wisdom. Very simple. Send me a DM on Instagram. Just follow me on Instagram. Send me a DM requesting for the link to open your brokerage account, and I will oblige you after the live session. Your comment is motivating me to 1 million shares of a bank. Movie boss, please be motivated. And beyond just motivation, I am here to make it a reality, working with you all the way. It's very possible, as long as you stay at it and that is your target. You know what 1 million shares in a bank can do for you? Just 3 years ago, maybe you could have done it much easier than it has become now for some banks. 3 years ago, UBA was selling for 8 naira per share. Can you imagine? 8 naira per share. My average entry price for UBA is 7 naira per share. 8 naira per share just 3 years ago. And this is where long-term investing is so interesting. Now, somebody might have bought UBA 8 naira per share and sold after 1 year at 16 naira, because 2 years ago, it went to 16 naira per share. And the person will be excited. Oh, I doubled my money and sold. Guess what? From 8 naira, it's now 34 naira per share today. So 3 years ago, you would have used 8 million naira to buy 1 million shares of UBA, neat. And every time they declare dividend, for instance, last year, interim dividend was declared 2 naira per share. So 2 naira times your 1 million shares, that's 2 million naira gross dividend. Now, take away 10% withholding tax, what you will receive as alert in your bank account will be 1.8 million naira interim dividend. Then this April, they declared final dividend of 3 naira per share. Your 1 million shares you bought with 8 million naira 3 years ago would have fetched you 3 million naira as dividend, because dividend 3 naira per share times 1 million shares is 3 million. Now, take out 10% withholding tax. You will be left with an alert of 2.7 million naira in your account. This is a stock you bought 8 million naira 3 years ago. And we are talking about only 1 year's dividend. So by the time you add the 1.8 million received last October and the 2.7 million naira received this April, put them together, what do you have? You are getting close to, that should be more than 4 million, over 5 million. Meanwhile, what you spent buying that stock is 8 million naira. So if we add the other dividends you have received in the last 2 years, you have recovered the original capital. Yet, the value of the stock now, 1 million shares of UBA, anybody who wants to buy 1 million shares today, should be ready to cough up 34 million naira. So beyond receiving all that you have put into that stock through dividends that will continue to come to you for the rest of your life, the value of the stock has more than doubled. You bought it 8 million, it's now 34 million. To double 8 million is just 16. So when UBA became 16 naira per share, and most of my followers are here listening to me now, they bought UBA at 16. I remember hustling them. That time we were on WhatsApp. 2 years ago, I said, this UBA you are seeing here, if not even up to a year ago, I think UBA was okay, maybe it went from the 16 and up to 25. Most others bought at 25. And so even if you bought at 25, no matter how late you were to the party, it's now 34, almost 10 naira per share gain. So this is how these things are done. And that's why I tell you repeatedly, if you are not following me, you are losing money. Imagine what you would have done with all the money you have now invested since after following me, because you got challenged by the things that I say and tell you about. But here you are. Those monies were not wasted. They are intact, working hard for you right now. That's how you control money. Put money to work so that you eventually will stop working for money. Coach, please help confirm if Atlas has cleared my application, okay? We'll get to that. Thanks, Coach. I've funded the account. I'm set to follow your lead. Can one still buy from UBA, please? With the loads of stocks that Tony Elumelu and his associates bought in UBA, I am having a feeling that UBA should still be bought at 34, because with the look of things, UBA may end the year around 40 plus. And of course, you know how January, February is with stocks. They are going to fly. So I think very strongly that UBA currently at 34 may not drop too low before the year runs out. So the downside for UBA, maximum it will drop to is 30 if anything happens. Maximum I see UBA dropping to is 30. Otherwise, there is an upside that could see it touch 40, especially when the first half year result is out, and then the third quarter result also is published. Because after the half year result, they will announce an interim dividend again. And by that time, the billions of shares Tony Elumelu bought last week will all translate into huge billions in terms of dividends he will be receiving. Interesting, isn't it? So you can't get a different result doing something different from what the rich is doing. You want to command the results of the rich, do what the rich do. You are in the diaspora, Nigerians abroad, and you are skeptical about the Nigerian stock market. You are worried. Every time you try to have a discussion about it, all you hear is uninformed comments about how it is risky. But you are watching, and the rich is getting richer in Nigeria. The Femi Otedolas, the Aliko Dangotes, the Rabiu Abdul Samads, the Tony Elumelus, they are the ones investing and reinvesting. And we are seeing things boom. And you are in a market that is heavily saturated already. Interest rate there abroad is between 2 to 5% maximum. What is 5%? And yet you have Sukuk bond, which just completed 19.75%. Did you see how oversubscribed it was? Over 700% oversubscribed. That is 7 times more than the money they wanted was thrown at them. Say, take. So now, the government will now return 7 times the money they asked for, because 100% is what they want. 800 and something percent is what they got in terms of subscription. Too good, too mouth-watering to ignore. But if you allow social media uninformed commentators to sway your judgment, then you will remain with your 2% and 3% interest abroad. Whereas you would have wisely fast-tracked the growth of that money that you have. That's why we are here, to tell you realities that is happening real life, not theory. Go beyond the theory, that's what we're saying. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but there is somebody who has continually fed on this uninformed information and struggling with how to grow their money. I've heard about somebody who was duped abroad as well. Some Indians set up an app and lured them into investing, thinking they were investing in foreign stocks, and eventually everything disappeared. They don't know who to meet. The money is gone. So it's not only Nigerians who are known to do fraudulent things. It's all over. It cuts across races. Some of them open fictitious companies in the name of immigration companies, and they've stolen from you. Most Nigerians have been duped by foreign so-called immigration experts, collecting money from you, do package so well, call you on phone and tell you things, and then you pack your money and give them, and at some point they disappear. You can't trace them. But because Nigeria has no control of the media, our story is not heard. So it's only the negative things they project for us. None of the positives are being projected anywhere because CNN will not have your interest. This is why you need to grow money and be independent financially, right? So that they don't misconstrue. The same people who think that they don't want you, when you have enough money, they will be begging you to come and do business. They still need startups abroad. Maybe you are to build financial resources here, if not to start up in Nigeria, to start up abroad, anywhere. But the bottom line is money is required. And you are not expected to steal to get the money. So why not throw it in the stock market and anywhere else to keep growing it? Because you have a fantastic gift of a life given to you. It's not meant to be a struggle. I hope somebody's getting something here. I'll go on to see if I have a caller right now. Okay, there's no caller, so let me go on to your comments and continue our interactions. VFD at 1810, is that a good offer? Mr. Abba, I wish you were here like 5 days ago. VFD was selling at 15 and even touched 14. So I'm wondering whether you may want to give it some time to see if it tests 15 again. Okay, coach, please, is CWG good at 9 naira or money bright? I have said it over and over up till last week. CWG can be bought below 9. Don't buy above 9. For now, the price action tells me. And I have proven that to us severally in the course of this session. CWG always closes very weak. There seems to be a seller who comes and pours it out towards the close of market. So you can buy it for less than 9 naira. Let's see how much it is right now. CWG, currently 9 naira 10 kobo. Okay, the bids are mounting, even though there are 4.5 million bids versus 1.4 million offers. The highest bid is still below 9 naira, 8 naira 95. So just need a little bit of patience. You can bid 895 or 890 or even 885 and stay patient. That stock has a way of frustrating buyers, so you don't want to go in at a very high price. But you know what? It's good for the long term. Coach, is a bid of 1805 still good for today? Lily One's Interiors, you are referring to what stock now? Okay, Fidelity. Let me take a look and see what's happening. Currently at 19, neutral, which is the closing price of yesterday, still 33 million shares on offer versus 13 million bidded for. 1805, you said. Let me see where that lands you on the list of bids. That will position you around 4.7 million bids. So you are just close to 5 million bids before they sell to you at this price. I think you can still stay patient. There's nothing to rush about. Put in your bid at 1805 and watch. Because yesterday, it got very close to that. I think it sold at 1805 at some point. So not a bad idea. Coach, do you see QTix falling below 3 naira? I am thinking so, especially if there's nothing so fantastic happening in the market driving prices. QTix currently 315 with a bid and offer status 14.8 million offers versus 2.8 million bids. So over 12 million offers more than the bids. And that is to say, there is a likelihood that it could drop below 3. You never know. Coach, on U.S. daily trade, what should one check before entering and exiting? Now, that one needs some bit of experience and patience. Because a lot of times, when you see those watch lists I share, the moment the market opens, it drops. Two things happen. It's either it drops or it shoots up. If it shoots up, that's not when to buy. You want to wait to see how it settles first. There has to be a first pullback. From that first pullback, you can now take a position, but you need to see the pattern, the chart pattern. So you want to go and study about chart patterns and have a good idea of what it looks like when the stock price, a chart is showing that the stock price wants to rise or it will still fall no matter what. There are various chart patterns that you need to just get acquainted with. All of these things are not possible for me to teach online, on live stream. It will require very deliberate masterclass arrangements where I can share documents and all that while teaching. And that's a specialized session. Please, Coach, what is a good price for Dangote Cement today? Now, Dangote Cement showed some serious signs as at yesterday, especially towards closing. Suddenly, the price started going up and selling above the previous day's closing price. And it sold as high as 460, higher than the 440 that it closed the previous day. So let's see what it is. Well, because those trades could not do 100,000 block transactions, it still closed at 440 yesterday, but guess what? It's 466.9 today. Now I want to hear from someone like Oremos. Oremos, are you in the house? Come up and tell me that you bought that Dangote Cement at 430 when we discussed about it. I need to speak to you because it looks like, just as stated, Dangote Cement is gathering steam and momentum to fly. 500, even though the bids are lower than the offer, but the price refuses to drop. Yeah? So that's what we are seeing right now. 550,000 shares bidded for versus 1.8 million shares on offer. Yet, the price is not dropping. And even the bid prices are higher than the previous day's closing price. So something is repositioning in Dangote Cement. Remember, it used to be on full bid, but right now, it is now showing signs. So I am thinking 460 is a price you can enter at the moment so that you don't miss out while you are waiting, because when this stock leaps, it flies. Viceroy says, what is the best entry price for Vitafoam? I said it earlier, 55 or 55, 50 or 56. It depends on what the bid and offer is right now. But a lot has been happening with Vitafoam since the market opened today. Nkeomabi says, it's prestige good to invest? If you find it under 1 naira, it's not a bad price. Okay. K. Zigzag says, hi coach, I have Universal Insurance shares since 2007, but I can't locate any documents to claim it. Atlas portfolio couldn't help when I sent them a mail. What should I do to claim my shares? There's no how Atlas cannot help. Depends on how you presented it. First, they need to do a global search on your CSCS, hoping that the broker you used did not sell it without your knowledge, or maybe you have the certificate, it needs to be dematerialized. So let's know if you bought via public offer, then the certificate needs to be dematerialized, and you inform Atlas Portfolios to do just that. Please, coach, which little stock can I invest in? Those that are not expensive, please. Don Yurimba. Do not come into the stock market with this mindset. No matter how small the money is, look for value. In any case, good value stocks that are penny stocks at the moment that I can mention to you includes a stock like TIP, T-I-P, not expensive, currently 6 naira. You can buy at 610 or 620. You can also take position in a stock like QTix, currently at 3 naira 15 kobo or thereabouts. So that's it. Yeah, Oremos is showing a sign that he didn't buy that Dangote cement. I was hoping he did. Well, if you call in when you are free, let's talk about it. What platform can I use to monitor the stock market? Who's on one name? Miracle. If you are asking for what I use my broker's web portal, Atlas Portfolio's web portal. That's because I want real-time data and not delayed hanging stuffs on apps. Please, any news on Bagco? I bought over 10 years ago. I have a certificate in my maiden name, Millenary Fascinator Bridals. Wow, that was a long time ago. I remember this stock, Bagco. That's when we used to also have things like BCC Cement. That's BCC Cement of Boko. That's Benway Cement Company, BCC, yeah. So, Bagco. I do not think anybody bought over Bagco. Millenary Fascinator Bridals, what you can do is send me a DM on Instagram regarding Bagco. Let me make some findings for you so I can give you an accurate feedback. Isaac says, are you a stockbroker? I am not a stockbroker. I am a wealth coach with a passion for helping individuals and corporate organizations grow their personal and corporate net worth so that they can kiss bye-bye to the rat race of always working to survive. Is Sterling Holdco a good stock to invest in? Uzimain. Well, Sterling is good, but the question is, how good compared to other opportunities? As much as possible, some of these stocks cannot give you more than they can offer. But if you want a long-term investment and you really love Sterling, then you can buy Sterling for under 6 naira per share and hold it for the long term. Coach, 5 to 10 stocks to buy consistently and hold for 10 years and above for best results. Ojukes is on fire. Okay, let me try. Aradel, NACO, Dangote Sugar, Zenith Bank, First Holdco, UBA. I've mentioned 6. I know I still have enough. Vitafoam, NASCON, 2 more left to make it 10, right? I'll add TIP, a value stock there. I will also add, I would have mentioned GTCO. GTCO is a premium stock, very expensive, but you can be sure that you can go to bed after investing there. In any case, gone are the days of investing and disappearing from the market. You must find a way to follow the market development so you can divest from any stock that is not behaving properly. Yeah? I bought Zenith and First Holdco under public offer. Is it possible to move to my new Atlas portfolio, Emmanuel Shelep? I can assure you it is very possible. All you need to do is email Atlas Portfolios to dematerialize those certificates. They know what to do to fetch it from the Central Securities Clearing System and furnish you access on your Atlas Portfolios dashboard. Oh yes, Guinness. At this point, Guinness is back to life. So Guinness, please, can you go through 10 stocks list again? Am I under punishment? Links concepts. All right, I request somebody who got the list, please retype on the comment section. Is Access Bank a good buy? Quincy Kojo, Access Bank should be a good buy under 22, so 21 plus. Mr. Somebody, thank you very much. It's been typed there already, so I am no longer under the punishment of links concepts anymore. I have been bailed out. Links concepts, take a look at those mentions by Mr. Somebody. And then you hold those stocks and enjoy the value. How come I did not mention Presco, even though it's expensive? I don't know, maybe because of the price, I haven't mentioned. You can add Presco to that list, even if it's 900 and something. I told you I wanted to top up my Presco. My average entry price is 400 and something. It's now 900 and something. I'm still thinking I'm not satisfied. I want to make it up to a particular volume so I can be rest assured I'm done, because I still see value in Presco, even at 900. So sometimes when you are on the spot, you may not remember some of these things. And maybe because I've mentioned Presco from 400 and something, I do not want to sound like a broken record. So sometimes some of these ones just escape my memory on the spot. Does Atlas buy stocks for you, or can one use their app to invest by oneself? We invest by ourselves using the platform itself. But if you do not want, you want to do it the olden days way, where you send them buy and sell mandate for them to execute, not a problem. Which platform good for NGX chart for stocks? Chiudo Ezenwa charts. Go on to investing.com, www.investing.com. You can use that site. It's a foreign site, but you can search out Nigerian companies and use their charts. Coach, I think it's because it's close to qualification date for Dangsem. That's why it's rising. Well. That's very correct. Some people think they should collect the 13 naira per share dividend that Dangote Cement is paying. And they might have checked that, well, it's worth it, we should collect. And then imagine by next month they release their half-year result. So a lot of things under consideration. If it closes 440 again today, one can get 430 tomorrow. Chuka Ogbonna, I don't know which stock you are referring to right now. Millenary Fascinator Bridals. I see a message dropping on TikTok. I advise you send that information on Instagram, because I'm most likely going to forget it if it's on TikTok, because of too many things hanging there and waiting for my attention. So new messages just gets mixed up and so on. Good afternoon, Coach. Is Universal Insurance good at 54 kobo? Be careful with penny stocks. As enticing as they look, they can also leak up your entire capital. Maybe, maybe not. There are no solid fundamentals backing some of these stocks. Guinea Insurance seems to have a good fundamental that justifies buying it under 1 naira. It's currently 70-something kobo or so. I think it's also on the top gainers list for the day when we started. So I do not know if there is enough to back up Universal Insurance at 54 kobo. In any case, any stock selling for under 1 naira is so cheap. But again, who can pilot the business to really bring it into life and reward investors? That's the major question. But basically and ordinarily, they are very cheap if it's selling for under 1 naira. Because of the value of the naira has been depreciated badly, and you know what that means. There is no, you can't even buy sweet, little sweet, for 1 naira. Not available. Yet you can see stocks for 54 kobo. You see how marginalized the market is. Atlas Portfolios is not responding to messages. Sherry Konko, what messages are you sending to Atlas? Maybe they'll respond here. I have been wondering why price is not dropping in spite of offers versus bids. What stock are you talking about? Maybe Dangote Cement? Coach, okay. Coach, please talk about bitter glass and livestock. Ife and Ishe. Bitter glass is drinking water or refueling after that stunning run from 60-something naira around November to 200 and something naira now. So don't be surprised. It's normal for a stock to jump and then slow down and stay a while, because profit taking at that point, you can't rule it out. Currently 209 and on full offer. That's the case. When it runs like that, this is why I tell people, do not chase any stock. If you were chasing bitter glass, even if you bought at 200 and it's currently it closed at 232 yesterday, currently it's losing maximum at 209, there's nobody to buy from you. So if you chased, even if you chased and bought at 190 and you are hoping that it's moving, it climbed to 200, it climbed to 230. Well, after the 230 now, it's all over the market, nobody's buying. Though a lot of transactions have been done actually, 407,000 shares worth 85 million has been traded. The point is, you can't sell right now. Maybe you would have been lucky to be among those 400 and something thousand people, but you know what? It is most likely unlikely. Why? Because all those, let me tell you this, stockbrokers who actually do the trading are also in the market to make money for themselves. So you that is a retail investor, and this is why some stocks, I just stop talking about it when I know it will put people in trouble. Stockbrokers are so many in the market. Their staff, so many in the market. So at times like this, when these stocks are difficult to sell, you will hardly be able to sell yours because they sell to themselves and quickly sell to some of their clients who blindly request for it. Before you get to know it's on offer, they have bought it off, right? That's how it works. So instead of going into a stock that is flying, I always advise, please calm down and look for others whose good day is coming. It's always better that way. Because if you go that way, now you are stuck. And then you are finding opportunities elsewhere. You can't get in because nobody's buying from you. This is what experience will give you, right? Okay. Is Bua Cement okay at 80? Adebowale James, if you are patient enough, put in a bid at 77 or 78, you should be able to buy, not at 80. Grace says, I bought 438. Awesome. Oh, Rehoboth, you bought 420 and 427. Few quantity though, never mind. Good entry. You know, even when it is few that you were able to gather, you have made a stride. You normally may not want to buy expensive stocks, but you took the courage and did it, right? Then you will now see when it grows, it will dawn on you, oh, I took the best decision, even if I was scared of the price. But you know what? I now know that I can get into certain stocks when I'm convinced based on what I'm hearing and what I've found out about it. Then your next big stock you'll be buying all those those fear barriers would have been broken. And then you step in big time and scoop enough and then watch it fly. Now, Northern Nigerian flour mills, I said it yesterday and let me repeat, it's on full offer now. And you know the most fascinating thing about Northern Nigerian flour mills? Some of you have not told you before. I am still happily invested in that stock and I'm not giving up because the core owners have not given up. Let's see where it is right now. NNFN. It's now on full offer. This is where the story changes. Somebody will say, well, this one too is on full offer, so what do you have to say? Just as you said about bitter cement, bitter glass. Northern Nigerian flour mills, 2.1 million offers, 0 bids. And I can assure you that this is something, it's looking like something orchestrated to scare people. Without going through the bids and offers this time, let me show you something about Northern Nigerian flour mills that keeps me comfortably in that stock up till now. Remember I mentioned that I could have easily sold it at 130 something and then gone ahead to scoop enough NIDF, right? Now, look at this. My biggest attraction to Northern Nigerian flour mills, in spite of publishing a lower earnings per share, after publishing a much higher earnings per share in the third quarter, look at it. Shares outstanding. Get this point. These are the little nitty-gritties that makes the difference. Shares outstanding for Northern Nigerian flour mills, just 178 million shares. Only 178 million shares only. And out of that 178 million shares only 18% is in the hands of retail investors like you and me. So majority of the stock is held tightly by owners of the business, the real owners of the business, and yet total number of shares put together. You saw when we were talking about other insurance companies, 5 billion shares, 4 billion shares in circulation and all that. Well, this one is not even up to 200 million shares. 178 million shares only. That's my biggest attraction there. You get the point now? While others have been heavily saturated, diluted, and over-bloated, this one is still at 178 million shares only. So every little 1 naira they make says a lot in their per share metrics. These are the things that you are not told about. So do not be concerned sometimes about price fluctuations and all of those. Most times, price movement in the market is mostly emotional. You know, you are dealing with the emotions of millions of people who can get angry at any time, can get offended at any time, can have problems that they really need money for at any time, and can just come into the market and flush out some stocks. That's it. Yeah? The same way they made people sell off Fidelity Bank down to 17 naira 20 kobo. Now it's refusing to go below 18. And so those people have sold off. Yeah. All right. Do I have a caller? Yes. Who do we have? Oremos. Let's hear the prof himself, Oremos. We had a discussion about him divesting from something to buy Dangote cement, and he made up his mind to do as he stated. After that call, we are now seeing Dangote cement trying to gather steam, and that's because the dividend qualification date is fast approaching. Uzon One Name Miracle says, how can I register with Atlas? Just send me a DM and forward the link to you. Oh, yes, that's true. Drabisoye Ajayi, okay, Dr. Abisoye Ajayi, yes, he's giving us this feedback. Bagco was acquired by Flour Mills. Very correct. And that means the person who asked about Bagco, you are supposed to have been allotted some shares of Flour Mills. So hang on, we'll work on that because Flour Mills itself is also now delisted, but their shareholders were paid 86 naira per share as buyout price. So you just want to, we will now have to investigate who the registrars of Flour Mills are. Then you send them a request that, look, you used to have Baco cement and Baco, and you are due your Flour Mills payout. So you may have money sitting down somewhere and they will work it out for you. Possibly will involve also your stockbroker in that regard. So there we go. The previous financial reports for Northern Nigerian Flour Mill shows a revenue of 35 billion, a net income of 1.7 billion, with an earnings per share of 9.79 kobo. That's by the way. Let's go on to Oremos. We lost Oremos there. I will give him another invitation. Let's see. Looks like network is really a challenge, perhaps from his location. Well, Coach, can I use two stockbrokers with different next of kin? I think that's possible.
You've got mail.
Good afternoon, Coach. Do you organize classes for those that want to learn how to analyze and trade? I have been having that request for a while. I think I will do that, but I just need time to work it out because I like to do my things well curated and impactful. Most importantly, make it so practical enough for people to get something out of it. So by that time, when it's ready, I'll let you know. Now, I'll also request, I'm making this request for testimonials. Do me a written testimonial to Instagram if you are listening to me. My website is being built and they need real testimonials of people who have experienced my coaching or mentorship, and let me sift through and add it on the website for reviews of those who will be visiting the site. Just send me a brief testimonial of your experience. Make it very short as possible so people can easily read. No need for grammar, just do small testimonials and I will be glad to have from everybody who is able to send me such. So I can add it to my, and then I will just maybe put your first name and your, I don't need to put your surname in case you don't want it. You can just put your first name and then abbreviate your surname. If your name is Benjamin Jack, you can say Benjamin J, right? If that's how you want it. If you want it full, just indicate your full name also. Just send me that, this thing. Because a lot of people are requesting to be coached and everything. So I'm trying to make it easier. So if you just go through the site, you want to do coaching one-on-one, just go straight so that it doesn't look like this is a marketing venture here. This one, open, free mentorship for everybody from a distance, right? All right, please, Coach, you asked me to send you WhatsApp. Really? Goddy, what WhatsApp? I hope somebody has not cornered you, sir. And now let me advise. I will not come to your DM by myself, uninvited. I only respond to DMs that come to me, to people that come to me first. This is one rule, and that's why if you see my account follow you, be suspicious, because people have made created various accounts using my DP and making it feel like I'm the one talking to you. I will not come into your DM and start asking you questions. I have too many things to do. In fact, some DMs that come to me, I miss them because of time. So don't fall for any prankster. I beg of you. We have had a situation where somebody came here, he had sent 600,000. And the person talking to you is telling you you are investing in something, yet they supply you an account statement with somebody's name, an individual account name, and you still sent money. That's why somehow I kind of believed that they might have used diabolic means. But you know what? Run. If you see me follow you, run. Because this is all meant to protect you. So if you see any account that looks like me, I have no backup account anywhere. During the weekend, my Instagram was banned. But almost immediately, I appealed and did one or two things that they requested, and they restored the account straight. So maybe they are trying to work on those fake accounts, because the things they ask me to do, if you are not me, you will fail it, and then they'll throw you out. Okay, so please, I do not have a backup account. Nobody should deceive you into thinking whatever they used to chat you is my backup. That's not me. I'm here. I'll tell you everything I need you to know here, unless you are on my coaching program. All right. Good afternoon, Oremus.
Good afternoon, Coach.
It's nice to have you back here. Please tell us what happened. We had a discussion here. Can you just revisit that discussion we had and what you intended to do? All I remember was that you were going to divest from a stock to buy Dangote cement and so on.
Yes. Thank you, Coach. In fact, what's happened? Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. We're hearing you at all.
Okay. I said what's happened between, I think it was Thursday and today is a big learning curve for me, because I made a mistake. Yes. I made a mistake. I made a mistake I shouldn't make, considering how far and how many years I have followed you.
Okay.
I wanted to buy Dangote cement. So I got some money from some dividend, the dividend from my ARA there, and then so I wanted to reinvest it. But then I saw an opportunity in Dangote cement, so I wanted to invest it, collect the dividends, then now buy NIDF. So after that interaction where you dissected the various dynamics, so I made up my mind that I was going to buy Dangote cement. And that last week, it should be Thursday or Friday, it was selling at 436 naira,
Correct.
which was a wonderful price. Then I went into the market and then did an offer analysis. And then I saw that the offer was much, considering and then the bid. And then I said, okay, most probably and then most likely that the price will still plummet, that it will still come down. Then I said, okay, let me not buy that day. Let me now leave it and buy the next day, which you should be about Monday. Lo and behold, I came on Monday thinking that the price will now go. I was shocked to the marrows of my red bone to discover that instead of 436, it was around 440 something, going to 450. I was like, oh, when you always say that the market has a mind of its own, it happened to me, koro. I saw it like this. So I placed a bid at 440 yesterday, Monday. It didn't go. Then this morning again, the thing is even going higher. That is even the thing paining me. The thing is even going higher. Coming again, I placed 440. Look, it is looking at me here. There's no indication that I will even buy today. But then what I could have done, which is what you always preach and what Maobi always enforces, when you set opportunity, and then just at least buy some chunk. And that's what I should have done normally. I don't know what, since my village people are after my life. So I don't know. So that is actually the situation. Unfortunately, I didn't buy, but then I'm placing bid, but then it's not going. It's not going. So those learning and those listening, please learn from this my experience. When you see that opportunity, pick some, and then continue to go. So I'm really sad. I lost that opportunity. I'm really sad, but then it's a learning curve.
It's all right. One of the things we do here is we learn from each other. And a lot of times, some things cannot be taught until you experience it. And it can be painful when you experience it. That's why I don't believe that thing they say that experience is the best teacher. Experience can't be the best teacher because she punishes you before you learn the lesson. I don't like that type. So in any case, we will go ahead from here and take another look. Remember, you will actually qualify for Dangote Cement dividend if you buy. So let's see what the situation is. If there could be a respite, because everybody now feels that paying 20 naira on top of what you should have bought it is a lot per share. Currently 460, and a lot of money has gone into it. And from what I'm seeing, there are 480,000 shares traded, 218 million spent. That's a whole lot. But let's see. You have the chance to buy it at 460. Close your eyes and buy at 460. That is a lot from what you could have bought. Otherwise, you want to hope and wait and see if you can buy at maybe 451. Because I'm seeing 24,000 bids up to 450. In fact, the 450 is like 26,000 shares. Maybe if you want to still be a bit pessimistic, then place a bid at 450. Otherwise, collect some at 460. Don't exhaust the money. That same thing you preached just now, that I always say, and Maobi always says, collect some at 460. Now that it's available at 460, then place a bid less than that, so that if you are fortunate enough, the other one enters, good. But you are not going to lose both ways by watching it just fly to maybe 490 or 500. The ball is in your court. The truth is 440 to 460 is not too much of a movement for a stock like this when it wants to move, honestly. And while we are talking about this thing, okay, there's a bid now at 459. I mean, an offer at 459, you see? So you just could still make it maybe at 450. I know.
All right,
The
coach.
reason why I brought you up here is because I knew there was a lesson for us to learn, and I hope that people have grabbed that lesson from you here. So
All
even
right,
in your
thank you, coach.
pain, you are adding value. Thank you very much.
Thank you, coach.
You know one thing with us here, even in our pain, we find a way to gloss it with humor. You see the way he was talking, he was not happy, but he seems to always find a way to add some humor to it, and it reduces the pressure. We were all laughing here, but it's not as funny. But you know what? We move. That's how we behave here. You don't throw away everything and get mad. It's you who will suffer it. The PP will come upon you. So you don't need that. No matter how painful, because there is always an opportunity out there. Relax and just get over it. We have a chance to continue to build. Thank you very much once again, Oremus. Good afternoon, sir. Please Please, what's your page about? Newman, all right? Um, Let me invite Maobi to speak to you about this page. And I hope that everybody else will be listening. Okay, maybe I can't find Maobi. Let me just go ahead and explain. I am a wealth creation enthusiast who is passionate about helping people and individuals grow their personal net worth by investing in the capital market and the money market. Bottom line, I have enjoyed 27 years investing in the stock market very early on in life. It has helped me to now have the time to do what I like without having to go to work. The pressure of working to survive is off me. So this time I dedicate 2 hours every day, Monday to Friday, to show people how it can work for them no matter where you are currently. Most importantly, if you are approaching retirement, let's say you are 50s or you are almost 60, you still have 30 to 40 more years to live. The question is, what will become the remaining 30 to 40 years of your life if you don't work? We have woken up to the reality that nobody can be employed in their 60s. So we are building wealth so that money will start working for us from now till that time. And at that time, we will now be exploring the world with our time because nobody has our time. We can't work, we can't earn from work. So money works for us. That's what this page is all about. Investing in the capital market, which is the stock market, both in Nigeria and in the US, from anywhere you are in the world. And also taking advantage of investment opportunities in the money markets, talking about investing in bonds, treasury bills, commercial papers, and what have you. Okay, so that's about that. Hello, coach. How good is Eternal Oil? I think Eternal Oil had a very good run. I doubt if it has any serious leg room to run further. Yeah. Okay. From what I'm seeing, Danksment won't close above 450, though I'm still expecting 440 to 445. My Tukobo, Chuka Obona. You have heard that the market has a mind of its own. That was how yesterday it fired up to 460 towards closing. From what I see, it goes beyond bid and offer analysis. I mentioned it earlier before we had this discussion with Professor Oremos. That stock was selling below 440 yesterday or so. But towards closing, I saw it selling at 460. Now, that it didn't close at 460 doesn't mean that it won't sell more than the 440 it was selling. So, and that's what I mentioned, and he also confirmed. It is the bids are far lower than the offers, yet the price is refusing to come down. Have you also considered the fact that the dividend qualification date is close by? In fact, let me even confirm it for all to see. So a lot of factors will determine how Dangote Cement goes. They have declared, they've declared 13 naira per share dividend, and the qualification date for that dividend is Monday. Qualification date is Monday. In fact, anybody who wants to benefit from that dividend must buy between now and Friday. So with such pressure and a chance for the stock price to also rise, I mean the half-year result to be good enough, if we have not seen the first quarter result though, then there is every likelihood that this stock may not go the way the bid and offer status is showing. Coach, what about Jaiz Bank, please? I saw Jai's Bank very cheap yesterday. Yesterday. I saw it looking very cheap yesterday. Jai's. Let me see what it is today. The closer it is to 3 naira for Jai's, the better. Currently, Jai's at 314, closed at 315 yesterday, but I know it dropped below 315 yesterday, up to 310 or so. For me, it gets more attractive now. You know, Jai's rose as high as 350 or thereabouts some time ago, a few weeks ago. Yeah. So it's looking good right now. And there is a chance that someone can still buy it at 310. Now, between 310 and under 315 is still a good buy for Jai's, especially if you're buying for the long term though. I bought 1,000 livestock at 955. What do you think? Besak, livestock is about to make some more progress after resting for so long. You know, it made a flight to 9 plus and then got to 10 even. From the 8, it had lingered for a while. So if you are buying for the long term, that's not a bad entry. Unless there is a chance that it could have gone lower. Currently at 960, but the offers are a lot. 4 million offers versus 717,000 bids. So I can see why it may look like it could still linger around this 9 for a while before it shoots back up to 10. Friday is public holiday, coach. Oh, yes, that's true. Friday and Monday are Salah holidays. So plan your trade and trade your plans. And it means after Thursday, which is 2 days from now, that will be the end for anybody who wants to buy Dangote cement for the purpose of benefiting from the dividend that is about to be paid. Coach, please, what platform can I invest with? GT. That's your name, GT. We use Atlas Portfolios here. If you want, I will send you the link. Just forward, DM me on Instagram. Please, if you DM me on TikTok, it will be a huge challenge to respond because of the loads of messages outstanding there. Sheyi Adeosun says, I bought livestock at 6 naira per share 2 months ago. So just 2 months ago, he bought 6. It's now 9 naira plus. Isn't that more than 50%? And yet, somebody is abroad, all you have in both the bonds and the fixed deposit accounts is between 3% and 5%. Somebody has made over 50% with this same naira. Qualification date for Dangote Cement, sir, Flams Igor, I've just checked, is 9th of this month. 9th is on Monday. Monday is public holiday. Friday is public holiday. So practically speaking, qualification date is Thursday this week, 2 days from now. Please, coach, talk about Honeywell. What do I have to say? Honeywell actually published a great result, coming from a loss per share position to a fantastic profit position. That's why it continues to enjoy patronage after an initial panic selling that occurred. Yeah. If you are not following me, you are losing money. Now you understand. Coach, I believe putting my 5 million in UBA shares only, but my wife disagrees. Please advise, please. Omotomi, okay. And you know you have to agree with her. Sometimes women have a way of being angelic in their views. And if 5 million is what you are looking at putting in, it will make more sense to split it. Not because you want to make her happy, but because you do not want to depend on one stock for your dividend and capital gains source. So split it between 2 stocks that pays dividends also regularly. By the way, what's your initial goal for investing in UBA or for investing the 5 million? And now that she's involved, which is very good, it's important that you have a collective goal. What was the plan? Was it for long-term capital gains, or you are also interested in dividends? If so, then the idea of investing all of it in one stock is not advisable. You want to have dividends from UBA twice a year and also have from some other company twice a year minimum, so that at some point in one full year from those two investments, you are having dividends 4 times. Helps with family cash flow, right? Secondly, in case UBA is stunted in its capital gains, the other one can keep growing your capital gains so that you don't remain stuck investing 5 million and the value remains 5 million for too long. You want to see growth of that capital. When UBA is not growing, let that one be growing and increasing the overall portfolio from 5 million to 6 million. And then when UBA decides to grow, it also now adds and pushes the portfolio value to 7 million from the 5 million that you invested. I hope that's clear. I think that's the best approach. The question then will now be, what stock is that? But I need to know what your investment goal was. And in this case, it's actually a collective investment goal. Please, sir, do you have a WhatsApp group where you train people? Newman, I have a Discord group. We are called Net Worth Investors Club. I'm going to type my Instagram handle. Send me a DM requesting to be added to be sent the link. Ask for me to send you the Discord link and I will forward to you. That's my Instagram handle there. Search me up, follow, and send the DM. You want the link to open your own stock brokerage account? Send me a DM also requesting for link to open your brokerage account, and I will forward to you. My main concern is you progress from where you have always been, stuck in that financial circle and ceiling you have been, and break free. It's time to break free from being a 2 million man or 5 million man or 500,000 man or 10 million woman. There is much more to make in this market. And it is in putting your money to work that gives you the chance to grow as much as possible. I've told you I'm in your life to move you from your hundreds of thousands range. Some of you listening to me, you have not hit 500,000 in your net worth. I am here to show you how to do it. We are getting results, by the way, from what you are hearing from people. You will keep hearing more. Some of you, you are in your tens of millions range. You've not had anything more than 90 million. It's always 10 million, 20 million, 30 million total net worth. I am here to help you cross and break through that ceiling. You will go beyond 90. You will get into your hundreds of millions range based on what you have. Some of you, you are in your hundreds of millions, but you have not touched 500 million, which is half a billion. We will work together. You will cross that path. Some of you need to hit the billion range. You have hundreds of millions, up to 500 million plus, but you keep hovering around that circle. It's called money financial thermostat. Remember, this is a knowledge session. This is not social media posts. Every human being has something invisible called financial thermostat. A lot of you don't understand. I will explain. Those of you who are into engineering, you know what a thermostat does in a cooling system, either a freezer or an AC unit. The thermostat is a device that is installed in an AC or a freezer or a fridge or refrigerator to regulate the temperature. So when you pick up your remote and try to regulate the temperature of your AC to cool from the 20 degrees Celsius, it is said, to 16 degrees, whatever, you are telling that thermostat that every time let the room temperature remain at 16 degrees. Now, if that room, eventually they open the door and hot air gets in to the room, thereby increasing the temperature to 18, 20, 25 degrees. The moment the cooling increases above 16, the thermostat kicks into effect and immediately starts cooling ferociously just to bring back the temperature to 16. That's what happens even in the fridge. But the moment it cools up to 16, the thermostat goes off, knowing the desired temperature has been achieved and maintained as long as the door is closed. Now, your money financial thermostat is that thing around your life that ensures that even if 500,000 enters your hand, your spending antenna will just shoot up. You will just remember everything that you need to spend money on and start spending. As you spend from 500,000, at the moment it gets close to 100,000, you pause. You are now more careful. So you don't make money and hold money beyond 100,000. 1 million comes, you spend, and then once it nears 100,000, you pause again. You start managing. That is your financial thermostat. For some of you, it's 1 million. Anything more than 1 million, you spend until when it's close to 1 million, you are no longer interested in spending. You pause. Some of you, it's 10 million. You do whatever you like with 20 million that comes until when it nears 10 million, you don't want to spend and go below 10. So you manage yourself there. So people just have a way of blowing money when it comes that they should grow until it gets back to a particular setting. So if your financial thermostat is unconsciously set at 1 million, I am in your life to make sure you break that barrier. Now, people come here and feel, oh, I still need more money to invest. I need to put money here. I need to put money there. We had a sister who said she had money to buy a car. She went around, didn't like the cars they were showing her for 7 million. She decided to invest in the stock market. That 7 million would have vanished into a car, but now the thermostat is resetting. By the time she will remember car again, the value of that 7 million invested would have gone above 10 to 15 million. At that point, she has broken loose. This is the point. So the stock market helps you not only to retain your money, but to then grow it exponentially. And then you will see the reality and practicality of making money through the stock market without fraud. Our focus is make clean money with whatever little money you are making through your efforts. The money you make by working hard, by running around, doing business is sweat money. How long will you be sweating? When there is sweet money to make. And sweet money is the money that your sweat money made for you. It is sweet because you are spending it with reckless abandon, if you like, because you are not afraid that you are losing that money. The money that made that money is still there, making more for you, so you are no longer afraid. But when you eat from your sweat money, you have some level of apprehension because it will soon finish and there is no replacement until you go and work for another money. That's a completely wrong approach to wealth creation. So make money from your sweat, put that sweat money to start working for you in the stock market, then collect from whatever money it is making, you can now freely spend. That's how I advise my diaspora mentees in my coaching program. Stop changing hard currency to solve Naira problems. Change the hard currency, turn it to Naira, let that Naira you have changed go to work for you. Then from the work that Naira has worked out, you now solve Naira problems. Because you must keep giving people money back home. Your parents, your siblings, your loved ones, even your personal project back in Nigeria. Some of you are looking forward to building houses and so on. A lot of us are looking forward to retiring back home. This is how to go about it. I hope somebody has gotten value today. The things I say here, they are not planned at all. But along the line, I get inspired to speak them, mostly because I am convinced perhaps somebody who needs to hear this has joined and can now hear it and run with it. This is what has worked for me, and it can work for you. You are selling hair extensions, you are selling baby items, you are selling furniture, you are doing anything interior decor, construction, whatever you are doing. All you are making is your sweat money. Stop blowing everything. We are not saying pack everything. No, you still have expenses, but be conscious enough to start building a financial fortress for yourself. That's how the rich keeps getting richer. Tony Elumelu has spent billions of naira buying back UBA shares. And it is fellow retail investors like me and you who sold back to him. He's owning back his company in greater percentages and taking all the dividends when they pay. And we are just watching. We don't need to build a bank. We just need to buy the stocks so that when he gets dividend, you too are getting dividend. And as you keep doing what the rich are doing, you now start getting the results of the rich. It's that simple. Go away from that grumbling, oh, they are stealing money. Nobody is stealing nothing. Do your own and enjoy yourself. And your family will thank you for that. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Clay says, I'm really learning on this live session every day. Thank you very much. We are making good progress. If we can run with what we are hearing, forget it. I've been in this for 27 years. You can leverage on my experience. That's the sacrifice I'm trying to make. And I'll be the happiest person to see that it has started working for somebody. Please don't forget, I'm taking testimonials, just a short testimonial of your experience with me, and let me have it. Let them go through it, and let the web designers choose which ones they shall put on the website that is being developed. All right? Hello, coach. Please, what stocks can I buy with 100,000 today? Sure Real Foods and Shea Butter, I guess. 100,000 today. Let's go and see what's happening in the markets at the moment. I want to believe that you are investing for the long term. Then I will advise that you go for TIP. Put that 100,000 naira in TIP. Place a bid at 6 naira 10 kobo. At 6 naira 10 kobo. Otherwise, because you said today, it has to be 6 naira 10 kobo. Otherwise, you stay patient and place a bid under 6 naira. Right? That's it. TIP, yes. Some FX GOAT, TIP. TIP. That's it. Sir, a good price to get Presco and NASCON, or should I be patient? Let's see what the situation is. I am personally hoping for Presco to drop below 900, but it's looking difficult. Let's see. Anything could just happen, especially now that we are approaching Salah. Maybe between today and Thursday. See what happens. NASCON is now 57. The bids are mounting for NASCON. 57 is not bad to take a chunk for NASCON because we have 17 million bids. That's a lot of money already. 17 million bids for NASCON. 57.85 is possible now. And then for Presco, 948. Ooh. Try to see if you can buy at yesterday's closing price of 940. 1 million bids versus 160,000 offers. So the demand is high for Presco as well. Hello, coach. I'm new to NGX. I have few goals. I want to fuel passive income, long-term, and capital gain. I've gotten Aradel 448, Dangsem. Oh, he got Dangdesment as 432. Good. Zenith 48, Nigerian Brewers 52, NACO 59. Can I tell you, Oluwa Will, you are perfectly in order. Your stock picks are excellent. They perfectly match your investment goal, and I feel you should just carry on. If possible, consolidate more on them if there are not too many yet. Okay, I want to fuel this goal by setting apart 200K monthly for this purpose. Okay, please, what stocks do you recommend for me this month? I think you should just collect tip 610 or less. We'll just see. It's looking like tip may drop below 6. Remember to add patience in your waiting, and that will give you quick gains in terms of capital growth. So you want to just be invested a little in that area. 8 minutes before today's live is over. Do we have Atlas in the building? If they were, they would have been responding to some of your comments. It's looking like they are not in today. Their hands are full. Oh, Alayomi just bought tip at 6. I see. So it's really looking like under 6 may be possible. Who knows? Coach, I need your guidance on how to move my stock from apps to Atlas so I don't lose money. All you need to do is to send a DM to Atlas. If you are lucky enough to be to have your stocks in Bamboo, then it's easier. Atlas has confirmed the course of our live session that it's easier to move from Bamboo. But if it's on Trove, for instance, that's more difficult. So in GAM fashion, just take your time, send them a mail, give them the information, and then they will give you details on how to process. They will send you a transfer form, and you can be able to then fill it, complete, send to them, they will do the rest. Cake Zigzag says, I got Aradel dividends. Thanks, coach. Thank you very much. This thing fascinates me. You know what? I get excited and somehow intrigued that you invested your money, got paid dividend, you are excited and grateful to me. It's not my money. I didn't give you dividend. It's you who invested your money and got rewarded for it. And then I used to think maybe some people would be like, is this all I get for this investment? Nobody has ever complained. Everybody just gets excited and really fascinated that they got paid money for investing. You mean it? And that really intrigues me. Gives me a very good feeling, you know. So I want to celebrate everybody in the house who has really, really run with what they have heard and are already enjoying the benefits of investing. Let me tell you that the thing to really get excited about regarding your investment has not even happened yet, and you're already excited. There will come a time when your dividend that you'll be receiving from that investment will be more than the actual capital you invested. Now that's when it scatters the brain. That's why I just sit back and I am so happy quietly for those who are really dogged in investing in these things. Imagine Nestle was selling for 9 naira when we started. It's now 1,400 naira per share. There is nothing you would have spent investing at 9 naira per share that you haven't collected several times over in the form of dividends. And they gave various bonuses. Right in this very year, we had VFD give a bonus of 5 for 1. For every 5 shares you have, they give you 1. I mean, for every 1 you have, they give you 5 extra. So if you had 1 million VFD, they give you 5 million shares free. If you had 100,000 VFD, they give you 500,000 free. So your total VFD group stocks is now 600,000 shares. There will come a time when that money you spend to buy the 100,000 shares, that is now 600,000 shares, the dividend they pay will far outweigh and outperform how much you spent. That's when the real joy comes in. So you are in for a lifetime party. All we need is to stay consistent here, follow market trends. Any stock we are monitoring, once they show signs of misbehavior, signs of underperformance, that's why we have quarterly reports. Once they show signs, we pull out. That we're investing long term does not mean you abandon your stocks and go away. No. Our eyes are watching and we will stay at it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 minutes more. I don't know how many questions I'll be able to entertain, but if you are not following me, you are losing money. Do you want to lose more money? If you don't, type no, 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 no. All right? So, this is where we're about to wrap up. Well, let me see how many questions I can still entertain. Poverty indeed is fueled by information gap and indiscipline. That's from Dozier. Thank you very much for that. Coach, please, for the federal government savings bond, how can I go about it? You have between now and Thursday, because Friday is public holiday, Monday is public holiday. So email your stockbroker and they should, you want to subscribe for the FGN savings bond. They'll send you a form, you complete that form, and then you send back to them. Make sure your account is funded, so they debit you accordingly, and that'll be it. Thank you very much. I'm seeing your no-nos. Real Jerry, thank you very much, sir. Coach, I can't message you on Instagram. Why? Why can't you? Say. Why can't you? What's the challenge? Let me know. In any case, still drop a message on TikTok, just in case I'm able to stumble on it. Coach, can one buy NACO at the moment, and what should be the entry price? If you see NACO 76, buy. I saw it at 77, but it's looking like 76. I don't know how low it may go, get to 75. You also may want to wait till Thursday to see what happens. But NACO will do what NACO does. After consolidating around 70-something, it will try to touch 80 again and maybe over. Coach, please, is NIDF a dividend-paying stock? One of the best dividend-paying stocks ever. Beckley Ogunsemore. NIDF pays dividend 4 times every year. That's why I advise every follower of mine, your first assurance should be cash flow, and NIDF gives you that every 3 months. You receive dividend in your account. Isn't that interesting? Aleshin Loye Lekon says, Coach, you are really a wonderful soul. Thanks for the enlightenment always. Thank you very much, Lekon. Really appreciate your positive feedbacks. Today we couldn't get Atlas online. Hopefully tomorrow we will. Their hands are full. They are working tirelessly behind the scene, I guess, to catch up with. I personally also gave them a task, and I'm hoping that they will round off that transfer tomorrow. Coach, please, what's the best price for Dank Sugar and Dank Sem? Dank Cement, 450 or something close to that. Dank Sugar, correct, maybe 37, 38. So, fashion designer in Lagos says, what days and time do you go live? Fashion designer in Lagos, I sacrifice Monday to Friday, 2 hours, from 12 noon to 2 p.m. on a daily basis. Just activate your notification for my account if you are following me, and you will always be notified whenever I go live. And then for those who may be missing these live sessions because you are at work or because you are in US and Canada because of time difference, daily the live session is now uploaded on my YouTube channel. If you are here listening to me, you have not subscribed to that YouTube channel, go onto the link tree on my bio now, click on it, and you see all my social media handles. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on all the others, but subscribe to the YouTube channel, all free. You can be able to come back to these videos full from beginning to end, will be uploaded. Yesterday's video is there, day before yesterday's video is there, and the information being shared here, like I said, can be useful for up to 1 month after we have used it, because when prices fluctuate, you want to come back to those stocks that was discussed and pay attention to them and take them at very good prices, right? So that's what we offer, all for free here. Then, like I said, I'm taking testimonials. So please do send me your testimonials before today runs out, because the website is being developed and some of your testimonials will be shared there. If you want only your first name, put your first name and the first letter of your surname, because we want to appear original as possible, as real and as honest as possible. No faking it, then so that we don't come here and say, come and join my coaching. No, go through the website, you will see all the coaching programs on offer, including for organizations who want to coach their staff, train their staff and all that. All of those is being worked out. Thank you very much. It's already 2 minutes past. I myself need to go back to the market to see what's happening so I can also participate, having sacrificed 2 hours for you all. Do you see how well you are loved now? So if anybody ever hated you or told you how they hate you, just remember that there is one wealth coach who loves you to the extent he wants your financial progress. No matter who you are, be you a student, be you a civil servant, whatever you do, your financial status can actually be better. Let's work together and do it. I'm here for you all the time. See you again tomorrow, same time, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Nigerian time. Until we see again, this is me telling you have a great day and bye-bye for now.